Hi everybody, Wave 3 News Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Hokey video blog update. It is Sunday morning, the 14th of August. We're almost halfway through the month, if you can believe that. State Fair is coming up soon. Our day at the State Fair is this Saturday. So you'll want to come out and meet some of us, say hello, and we'll answer any sort of weather questions you might have as well if you've got a meteorologist there when you're there. I want to talk about a little bit of the social media firestorm we've got going on this morning. And it's not just us as meteorologists, it's all of meteorology here in the metro Louisville and southern Indiana area, as this axis of heavy rain, this band of heavy rain, has shifted northward about 50 miles, and it's really prevented us from seeing much of the flash flooding that we were kind of expecting in southern Indiana. That's a very good thing. I know some need the rain. You'll get it eventually here. But this cold front that was expected to kind of settle down and stall out right near the Ohio River decided to do so yesterday late over central Indiana. Oh, yes, so that kind of put a damper on the forecast, if you'll pardon the pun. But we will get rain eventually here. It's just going to be coming just a little bit later, more so on Tuesday for us here in Metro Louisville. I think you got a better shot in southern Indiana as we head throughout our Monday. Today is mostly dry. I know you're trying to plan for things, so we're trying to tell you as early as we can when things change so that you can, of course, corral your family around and do what you need to do to get through the day. So a drier day today, good for outdoor events that may be going on around the area. I want to talk about today's Hokey weather fact. First, we're talking about hurricane naming and the fact that an Australian meteorologist back in the 1800s kind of came up with this. He started naming hurricanes after Australian and Polynesian politicians as sort of a tongue-in-cheek joke, sort of a political gesture and jab. But that kind of stuck with us. We kind of did it informally up until the 1950s as a society. But in the 1950s, the United States started naming them officially, and now the World Meteorological Organization takes over that naming process. So kind of a fun little Hokey weather fact for you. I want to start off with our Corridon, Indiana, Kentucky One Health SkyTrack camera. You'll see they've got quite a few clouds up there. Temperatures in the upper 60s, lower 70s from Bedford to Seymour. A lot of rain-cooled air and clouds around there as that heavy band of rain is settled just north of our counties. Flash flood watch in effect for areas just north of the city of Louisville, even north of Harrison County and Clark County as well. And that goes until Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning. National Weather Service early this morning saw that, yes, it looks like the flash flood threat's not going to be a whole big deal down here closer to the Ohio River, so they trimmed it back. It was a very smart decision, very good one by them. You'll see the flash flood warning just west of Bedford. We had a flash flood warning yesterday, by the way, in Lawrence County that was allowed to expire. They had up to 1 to 2 inches of rain up that way in a very short period of time. There's that heavy rain band just north of our counties. As a weather forecaster, you grit your teeth and you go, oh my gosh, why isn't that 50 miles south of where it is right now? You know, that's where it should have been based on our forecast. But here's the deal. That cold front, it stalled right over central Indiana, just south of Indy, and that is what kept the heavy rain corralled up to our north. If it had kept going a little bit, our forecast would have been right on track. So, so sorry about that. That's the way it works. Welcome to weather forecasting. As rewarding as it can be, man, on days like this, it can be frustrating. This is very similar to kind of like a snow system when you miss it by just that much, just a few miles, and it makes a big difference. We talked about the uncertainty in this front and how it might stall out just north of us. We've been talking about that really Monday through at least Thursday or Friday of last week, so you at least had a bit of a heads up as to the error that could take place, and certainly that's what came to fruition. Don't you hate it? All right. So here's what it's going to look like today on Futurecast. Mostly dry for a lot of us. We will see a few isolated to scattered thunderstorms as we head throughout the day. It's not going to be a real big deal here as we head throughout the afternoon. I think most of us will stay dry. By the way, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a marginal risk of severe weather for the afternoon for areas just south of that band of rain. Any of these scattered storms could get a gust of wind or two. That just came through here, so I just wanted to give you the earliest alert on that. As even we're taping this, we're getting this new information here. So we'll see a few of these isolated to scattered storms through the evening. And then we may see a few thunderstorms overnight after midnight. We'll have to watch these. Some of them could have some very heavy rain if this comes to fruition. It would be just kind of a wave of energy moving along just south of this front here. And then we'll stay mostly dry through tomorrow morning, that heavy rain band up to our north. And it looks like as we head throughout our Tuesday, that's when we have a slightly better chance of rain moving down into the Louisville metro area. Here's what that looks like. This is the North American Mesoscale model. You see Monday, most of this just north of the city. We may pick up a little bit here in the city of Louisville, though. and then gets a little closer to us by Tuesday, rather. It's not really showing this very well, but I think Tuesday night we would have a better chance here. Rainfall totals over the next couple of days, not going to be as much as what we were expecting, which is good, so maybe up to 1.5 inches more in southern Indiana, maybe 1/3 to 1/2 inch here in the city, and then way lesser amounts as you make your way south towards southern Kentucky. You guys really weren't expecting much rain to begin with, so the forecast hasn't changed much down there. On Wednesday, most of the scattered storms will be south of Louisville over Kentucky. By Thursday, that's the start of the Kentucky State Fair, one of my favorite things in Louisville. You'll see 86 by 4 o'clock, a few scattered storms around. We're going to start our State Fair day there on our Saturday, and I think we start there, I believe, at 10 a.m. So if you come out at 10 or 10:30, you'll start to see us there, and you can say hello, shake our hands, get an autograph, and talk to us about weather, because I like talking about weather. So you can come out there and see that if you'd like. Many things to do at the State Fair, all weather dependent. And if you're heading out for that first full week of the State Fair, that's going to be taking place here as we head throughout really close to the end of August. You will see on the earliest alert outlook for the next 14 days that we have pretty nice weather through the 22nd there. Upper 70s maybe for highs. Yeah, some drier air that's going to be coming into the area from the north. You'll see how it kind of traverses across the Great Lakes and kind of settles down over the eastern U.S. This pattern continues. We saw this about a week ago. Slightly drier, slightly cooler air moves in, returned to hotter and more moist conditions, giving birth to this rain that we've had and that we'll really have as we head throughout our Monday and our Tuesday. And then rinse, wash, and repeat. So we'll probably warm up toward the end of the month, toward the very, very end of it at least, just beyond the scope of this earliest alert outlook. But no 90s over the next couple of weeks. I think that's reason to celebrate. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll be in likely Wave 3 News at 6 tonight. Kevin will be in at 11, and we'll see you back on Sunrise at 4:30 with Brian Good and Christy Dunn.